Hi, my name is Ron Gebhart. I'm a student here at the Art Institute in San Antonio. So today I wanted to demonstrate banana nut bread. Since I'm a baking and pastry student, this it became very popular at my house making during this pandemic because with not a lot to do, this was something that was relatively easy. So I took this straight from the textbook, and I haven't made any changes to the textbook. And these quick breads, you don't have to ferment. You don't have to have that fermentation. So you can just mix it up, pan it up, and toss it in the oven. And so that hence quick bread. So today the different things that we're going to use. So I have a mixer. I have 2 bowls. You'll see why. We're going to use a paddle attachment for the recipe. I have my thermometer to check the temperature of it later. Of course, I got my trusty little spatula. I've got my cake pan to put the breads in, and my little knife to store the tops of the breads. So, just to go over the ingredients, we have. So we're looking at 5 1/4 ounces of banana, and the bananas are best when they're very overripe. These are pretty overripe. They've been sitting on Chef Rice's desk for a while. We got 1/2 ounce of buttermilk. We've got 1/8 of a teaspoon of vanilla. Now these are set in line because these are how they're going to get mixed into the bowl. And it's just easier to remember. So we've got 3 1/4 cup of sugar, regular sugar, granulated sugar. We've got 1.63 ounces of brown sugar. We've got 2 ounces of eggs. We've got 2 ounces of canola oil. 4.88 ounces of bread flour. We've got a 1/4 teaspoon of salt. We've got 1/2 teaspoon of baking soda, 1/2 teaspoon of baking powder, 1/8 of a teaspoon of cinnamon, and 1.5 ounces of walnuts. Now on your walnuts, you can typically kind of chop those up, or you can leave them whole. So the first portion, we're gonna take our buttermilk. We're gonna add this. There's not a whole lot, so hopefully this is deep enough that it'll mix it up. We're gonna toss our vanilla in there and our banana. And then you want to go ahead and get that so that the bananas get kind of crushed up. So now that that's kind of a fine mush, I'm going to turn that off. It says take this off and reserve this. So the next ingredients we're going to work on, we're going to get these eggs into here. We're going to get the brown sugar. We're going to put the oil in. And the granulated sugar. We're going to go ahead and get that mixed up just a bit. Now, the next step I'm going to do, it's really easy. I'm just going to take all of my dry ingredients and put them in one bowl. And typically, if I was making this at home, I would have done precisely that. But just so that you can see the actual ingredients measured out. Alright, So now, all right, so go ahead and, since you got all that dry together, you can go ahead and kind of mix that up. Now as you look at the mixture of your eggs, your 2 types of sugar and the canola oil, it looks pretty well mixed together. Now if I was making a bigger batch, I always stop at some point and scrape down the sides of the bowl, and that's so that you can get good incorporation. So after you get all this mixed up, you get the dry mixed in there, and you get it about 50% incorporated, and that's probably about as close as it's going to be. And you hear the mixer is kind of working a little hard. So at this point, we can stop this, and your banana mixture with the vanilla and whatnot, you go ahead and mix that in now. And you're just going to make sure that that gets all mixed in together. So we're going to go ahead and throw these in, the walnuts. We're going to go approximately 3/4 of the way full. So at this point, now that you have your ingredients all entered into the pans, you're going to take some kind of shortening or something, and you're just going to cut a hole there, and basically you're scoring it. Now the scoring helps the steam rise, and it has a place to escape without making your bread explode. All right, now to the oven. I have the oven set at 350 degrees. I am not using a convection oven that the book states to use. Typically, I know at home and here is different. I typically set this for 350, and the pan that I use, that pan, I actually cook it for about 30 minutes. So I'm gonna check it in about 20, and then we'll go from there. All right, so it's been right at 30 minutes. I checked it at 20 minutes. It was not complete. Now these look really good. They got a good color on them. And notice that when I push, they rebound somewhat. Another way to check bread is with a thermometer. So when you insert the probe, it should be between 197 and about 205. All right, so you want to go ahead and, since we already sprayed the pan, it should be pretty easy to come out. But I'm just going to loosen up the edges. And there we go, we got 2 mini loaves of banana nut bread that are nice and pretty. All right, folks, this was banana nut bread in a nutshell. Pretty easy. Have a great day. Thank you.